Hello everyone, my name is Roberto Domingo de la competencia Ramos Escalante, but you may call me Robby for short. And today, let me tell you about my first Pokémon VGC experience. I've never been a competitive Pokémon player, but I've played for so many years that I have enough knowledge to understand everything that goes on. It wasn't an official Pokémon tournament, but rather a pride event for charity. The Girly Pop Cup was hosted by my friend Shiny, whom I've played Synchro Hide and Seek with on this channel. You should totally go watch that video because it's very entertaining. Also, the next Girly Pop Cup is happening October 5th. I'm letting you know now before you click off halfway through the video. The tournament was a small bracket against 9 other content creators: Chalora, Dawn Stone, Judigan, Mickey Mirage, Ms. Cookie Dough, Opal Crumble, Fawn, Pumpka Amy, and Weedle Twin Needle. Weedle Twin Needle is well known in the competitive Pokemon scene on YouTube, with over 170k subscribers and plenty of ways to troll opponents. I was shaking in my boots, so I did what any self-respecting, knowledgeable Pokemon fan would do: ask a friend for help. I have a bunch of experience in team building, from breeding, hatching eggs, and super training in Pokemon X and Omega Ruby. I also got to Master Rank against NPCs in the Battle Tower from Pokemon Sword. Look at all these battle-ready Pokemon with perfect IVs and battle-ready movesets in my Pokemon home. I'm not fully incompetent in making competitively viable teams, but I don't have good practice battling against real people. Battling in the VGC requires ample knowledge about current trends across different regulations, and very importantly, knowing how to predict what your opponent's next move will be. I messaged my good friend Russell and told him about the rules. The Girly Pop Cup used Regulation G rules, but we were only allowed Water and Fire-type Pokemon, which means Ditto was not allowed. Sadly. It took place in the summer, so the tournament had a summertime theme. We could also bring box art legendaries like Ho-Oh and Palkia, which normally wouldn't be allowed. He suggested I use some VGC staples like Urshifu and Ergopon, but this is the Girly Pop Cup. I wasn't opposed to them, but I wanted some more Girly Pop vibes. As the lovely Mohart and Trixie Mattel discussed on the pit stop, life is a branding challenge. The very first Pokemon I thought of was Ludicolo, because Mirabee is the queer icon of the Pokemon franchise. I love Pokemon Coliseum so much that I always find a way to include it or mention it in every video. I will not shut up about it. I also knew that Gastrodon would be a definite threat, so I wanted a grass type to take care of that. Other options that we discussed were Quaquaval and Volcarona, alongside Oricoreo's Dancer ability, but I couldn't find a proper way to utilize them in my team. I was very disappointed, but I needed to cover as many bases as I could with the limited options. Russell and I spent 4 hours practicing and remixing our teams on Pokemon Showdown until I eventually decided on this final team. First, I have Swampert, with the moves Flip Turn, Rock Slide, Stealth Rock, and Protect, the ability Torrent, and a careful nature. I invested EVs in HP, defense, and special defense, and gave it leftovers. Swampert is meant to be a bulky hazard setter. Stealth Rock should do good damage against the many fire types that I could encounter during this tournament. Flip Turn is for mobility, and I added Rock Slide because Earthquake wasn't as helpful during our tests. I also wanted to avoid damaging my own teammates. Iron Moth has a Fairy Terra type with the moves Sludge Wave, Hurricane, Terra Blast, and Energy Ball. I invested EVs in defense, special attack, and max speed with a timid nature. With its booster energy, Iron Moth is a sweeper, and its Fairy Terra is useful for the inevitable dragon types I would encounter. Ludicolo, as I mentioned, was another branded choice, named Mirror B as a reference to Pokemon Coliseum. I also had a Ludicolo on my team for Aria Zero's video for Pokemon Drag Race Water. It has an Assault Vest, probably my favorite held item, with the moves Chilling Water, Giga Drain, Fake Out, and Knock Off. I invested EVs in HP and defense, and max special attack for its modest nature. Most importantly, its ability is Swift Swim, which doubles its speed in rain and has great synergy with the main weather setter for this tournament, Kyogre. Mine has a very interesting build, with Thunder, Icy Wind, Thunder Wave, and Protect. I wanted Kyogre to last a good while, so its EV spread is the following: 248 in HP, 156 in defense, 88 in special attack, and 16 in speed. It also holds a Damp Rock to make sure Ludicolo could move first for 8 instead of 5 turns. I also knew Trick Room would be an issue. Oh, the foreshadowing. The 5th Pokemon is Ogerpon, with a Wellspring Mask. Ogerpon is a VGC staple because she's cute, she's strong, and she makes quick work of many Pokemon. The moves are Ivy Cudgel, Horn Leech, Brick Break for coverage and potentially breaking Reflect and Light Screen, and Spiky Shield. With a jolly nature and max EVs in attack and speed, Ogerpon is the yin to Iron Moth's yang. Basically, Ogerpon is a physical sweeper, while Iron Moth is a special sweeper. Water Absorb is also a very helpful ability, in case folks forget water-type moves are not very useful in this tournament. Toxapex was the last Pokemon to be added during our test runs, because, again, I was anticipating Trick Room. Toxapex has Baneful Bunker to potentially poison opponents, Recover, and Poison Jab in case of Taunt. I also wanted to make quick work of a potential Dondozo Tatsugiri combo, for which I added Haze as well as a Fairy Terra type. This Toxapex has Regenerator for its ability, an Impish nature, fully invested EVs in HP and defense, with a little bit in attack, and a Rocky Helmet. I named it Kylie Sonique as a reference to Kylie Sonique Love's champion team from my All-Star 6 video. My team was assembled. I felt like I could take on anything. All I needed to do was wait.
Shout out to everybody with social anxiety. I kind of feel sorry for you.
I was the very first battle of the day against Dawn Stone, and I was nervous as heck. As the supportive friend I am, I watched Dawn stream on Twitch while she was practicing with her team against actual players online. Remember how I said, oh, the foreshadowing? She was practicing with a Bruxish using Trick Room, which screwed with my Speedy Rain team. Dawn is also the person that I pretend to have a feud with online, and the randomizer just so happened to put us together. You have got to be kidding me. The palms of my hands were sweaty, and I was going to the bathroom a lot, but dozens of Twitch viewers were watching me live. This is a great time to remind you all to subscribe! If we reach 10,000 subscribers, I've promised my viewers to create Pokemon teams for the cast of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 6. Go ahead, I can wait for you. Oh, are you done? Okay, great! Dawn led with Incineroar and Bruxish, while I started with Kyogre and Swampert. According to Sugi's commentary, I had a very aggressive lead.
That's a very aggressive lead from Robby, I think. Full on, I'm gonna set the rain, I'm gonna get this Swampert going.
And I'm inclined to agree, but I knew Kyogre would get faked out by Incineroar, so I set up Stealth Rock on the first turn. Bruxish set up Trick Room, and has done its job. Oh, the foreshadowing. Finally coming into play. My only option is now to stall for 5 turns and wait for Trick Room to finish.
So, yeah, I think it's a very smart move to put in there, for sure. Parting Shot goes into Kyogre.
Oh, they're both leaving.
Flip turn, yeah. They say they're out.
They've got places to be, people to see.
I think Robby is probably going to bring something slower here. If it's another Toxapex, that would be very funny. He didn't bring Toxapex because it's the perfect opportunity for...
Oh, shiny!
Okay.
I then went for Thunder on Bruxish, but Incineroar's Parting Shot hits my Kyogre, leaving Bruxish standing with 51 HP, which is expected since my Kyogre is bulky and not offensive. I went for Fake Out, but I completely overlooked Bruxish's ability, Dazzling, which prevents the opponent from using priority moves.
Robby does not know of Bruxish's ability, Dazzling, which I just mentioned before. It blocks priority moves, so Fake Out does not connect here.
I knew this, and I completely forgot. Dawn then sends out Walking Wake, and her strategy going forward, I did not expect. Her Toxapex would use Toxic on every remaining member on my team. She can tell that I have bulky Pokemon, so she needs to whittle them down. Luckily for me, she tries to predict Thunder on Toxapex, which is why she terrestrialized into Dragon. My strategy shifts into trying my best to hit status conditions on her Pokemon, such as Paralysis on her Walking Wake to lower its speed once Trick Room is over, since Ludicolo can still outspeed for 3 more turns with Kyogre's Damp Rock. At this point, another mistake happens. I should have predicted her Toxapex using Toxic on Ludicolo, and therefore switched into my Toxapex since poison types can't be poisoned. At this point, it's a game of knocking out the rest of her Pokemon and surviving longer than Dawn.
No, Broxish
Broxish.
did faint, yeah.
Broxish got.
Ooh, yeah, let the stalling begin.
Woo! Let me just get a sip of water,
Guys,
kick back, relax.
Exactly, guys, go get your snacks because this game has
Take a
just
little
started.
piss.
Kyogre goes down to poison, to which I send out Swampert, who also gets poisoned by Toxapex. Her Walking Wake gets paralyzed twice, and flinches on the third turn, which came in really handy because I was able to eventually knock it out. She sends out Incineroar, who goes for Fake Out, while Toxapex goes for Wide Guard. Predicting her Wide Guard, I go for Flip Turn on Incineroar, knowing Swampert would faint this turn. Then I use Baneful Bunker to poison her Incineroar, who faints on the next turn after taking damage from Rocky Helmet and poison. I survive with enough HP to use Recover. This is perfect. She has no attacking moves, so I can use Poison Jab and Recover to...
The opposing player's time has run out.
Wait! Dawn won! Dawn has more health!
Wait!
Oh my god!
The timer ran out. The first match goes to Dawn. It's okay. I still have a chance.
Continue.
The second match starts by sending out Kyogre and Ludicolo in hopes of defeating Dawn's Bruxish before it can set up Trick Room. This time, I remembered that Fake Out wouldn't work, so I went for Knockoff on the Bruxish. Now, what I should have gone for is Giga Drain instead, since Dawn was predicting Thunder from Kyogre, and Incineroar's Intimidate lowered my attack. Bruxish survives and sets up Trick Room. I realized my mistake after the fact, which Dawn took advantage of by predicting Giga Drain on her Bruxish and switching it out. But I managed a Thunder Wave on her Walking Wake, which will be helpful. Oh, the foreshadowing. The next turn, I finally realized Ludicolo is of 0 health right now, so I switched for Ogerpon. Kyogre gets poisoned and Snarl lowered its special attack, meaning Thunder doesn't do much, but the point was to whittle down Toxapex since I figured Dawn would start poisoning everyone. The next turn, Kyogre survives a Dragon Pulse from Walking Wake and be poisoned with very little HP. Then, Dawn makes a mistake. She plays it safe and protects Walking Wake while Toxapex poisons Ogerpon. Knowing Ogerpon would faint this turn, and that Trick Room was about to end, Kyogre lands Thunder on Toxapex and leaves it paralyzed. This gave me an opening to send out my really fast Iron Moth. And this is the smartest turn I ever had this entire match. I knew that Dawn would play it safe and have Toxapex use Baneful Bunker, because she had just used Toxic on Ogerpon. Not that it would have mattered, because Toxapex got a full paralysis this turn. I Terrestrialize Iron Moth into a Fairy type, expecting Toxapex to potentially Terrestrialize, but I targeted Walking Wake instead, with both a Terra Blast from Iron Moth and a Horn Leech from Ogerpon. Walking Wake was down, and Dawn was gagged. This really, really smart turn was followed by a really, really dumb turn. It was like getting a nat 20 on Insight and getting a nat 1 immediately after. She sends out Incineroar, which lowers Ogerpon's attack with Intimidate, and fakes out my Iron Moth. I wasted my turn by using Spiky Shield on Ogerpon, leaving Toxapex to use Toxic on Iron Moth. Both my Pokemon are faster! I could have doubled up on Incineroar like I did the last turn. Luckily, Toxapex got a second full paralysis. I wasted a turn, but I realized my mistake. I wasn't sure if Dawn would play it safe this turn, so Iron Moth used Energy Ball on Toxapex, and Ogerpon knocked out Incineroar with Ivy Cudgel in one hit. And guess what, Girly Pops? Dawn's Toxapex got its third full paralysis in a row. Oh, the foreshadowing coming into play.
3 full para in a row. Okay.
Luck was on my side. 2 more Pokemon to defeat and I could claim victory for this match. She sends out Bruxish, who terrestrializes into grass, predicting my Hornleech from Ogerpon. But I also landed an Energy Ball onto Toxapex, bringing it into the red. Now is when things get dicey for me. Dawn uses Aqua Jet to defeat Iron Moth, but I used Brick Break on Bruxish, knowing Toxapex would protect itself. It doesn't do much though, due to its attack being lowered by Intimidate earlier. Ogerpon goes down to Poison, and Ludicolo is my last Pokemon. But I still stand a chance, since Ludicolo is pretty bulky. With 2 turns left of this battle, Bruxish uses Psychic Fangs and lands a critical hit on Ludicolo. The writing is on the wall, but it's not over yet. Ludicolo uses Giga Drain to knock out Toxapex, but the HP recovery wasn't enough. Bruxish is faster than Ludicolo, and with the final Psychic Fangs, Ludicolo goes down. I lost. Those were 2 very close matches that I could have possibly won if I had made decisions much quicker. But I'm very proud of myself. I might be the pork chop of this tournament, but next time around I'm coming back not with a vengeance, but as one of your hosts for the next Girly Pop Cup, again happening this October 5th, 2024. We had fun on the last Girly Pop Cup and also had many highlights, including this incredible strategy from Fawn during her fight against Mickey Mirage.
Also dancing? Paris song is gonna come in, and the shiny Vaporeon. Baton Pass, wow. Mickey does here. It's Tailwind.
Tailwind.
But unfortunately, he did not get to attack again. Volcarona. Oh, wait.
Wait, does Baton Pass
the
Paris
song? Oh my god.
No
So
way.
Okay, wait.
Fawn is so pleased with themselves. They're like, bye!
I didn't know that. I guess we learn something every day.
So funny.
Did you know Perish Song could be Baton Passed? Because I sure didn't. And nobody else did either. Dawn went on to win the whole thing, even defeating the now 2-time runner-up, Weedle Twin Needle.
That's our winner!
Dawn is shocked.
You know, the person I was so scared of battling.
And you know what I think was funny? You talk in your videos how much you hate stall teams, and you lost to a stall team on a double.
That's kind of funny.
Most importantly, we raised 1,000 British pounds for Gallop, a charity in the UK supporting anti-abuse efforts for the LGBTQ community. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you at the next Girly Pop Cup. Bye!